the Microsoft Showcase to check out Fable the Journey. We're here with Ben and Jen from Lionhead Studios to talk a little bit about the game. Fable is the most quintessentially British game ever. How is it making the jump to Connect?
It's been really good. I mean, I've personally, I was quite involved in some of the story work we did with the Journey, and for me it was just, well, how are we telling another Fable story? At the start you didn't think about Connect at all. It was just, you know, we've ended up telling a story about Teresa, I think, and the Spire, and they're the sort of key linking things to other Fables. And what's the next logical step for the story? So, you know, all people think, oh, Teresa's up to something. We've all got the fans have pondered about if she was just a puppet master. Is she good? Is she bad? And I thought, well, that's really interesting. We'll explore that. And so that was the starting point for the story. It was just any other Fable game story.
So obviously it's a full-length Fable title. How does it work on Connect?
So it's the same as other Fable games in that it's a long play experience. Like, we want you to play for sort of hours at a time. So obviously standing while having to like dance around wasn't the ideal. So we've gone with a seated Connect experience. So you sit there, you just play as you would as if you had a controller, but instead you're using your arms. So when you're casting magic, you're firing bolts into the screen and then they're hitting things. So you feel like more immersed in the game than ever before. So that's something that's really been possible to do with this new interface that it wasn't before.
So Fable the Journey is set about 50 years after the end of Fable 3. What's going on in Albion?
Well, so that's the thing, is it's about long enough after Fable 3 for everyone to have maybe forgotten about everything that happened in Fable 3, because Albion citizens have never exactly been bright.
We're simple folk. Ain't that right, Boulder?
So the king or queen from Fable 3 has been missing for a little while, so maybe people have started to think something might be brewing. But we play as Gabriel, who's a dweller. So they're a tribe that have been in Fable before, but these guys are from like the far north of Albion, a place we haven't really visited before. He is one of the guys who still reads about the old heroes, but he's an ordinary guy. You know, he's a bit less than ordinary. He's at the back of the convoy. You know, everyone else laughs at his driving. They don't really trust him, and they're all about, you know, driving and digging. And he gets separated from those guys. And while he's trying to find his way back along the old roads, he meets Teresa, who's been the link between the series. And she's vulnerable, she's wounded, so we've not seen Teresa in a state like this, well, not since the first one. And Gabriel has to help her out, and he kind of gets swept along in events that are sort of been bubbling underneath the surface for quite a long time and are threatening Albion's future.
So what aspects of the Connect functionality can we play?
Well, in the game you can do horse riding, you can cast magic. We've also used some voice commands, so like if you're brave enough to talk aloud to yourself while in your living room, you can change up your spells just by saying the words. You can say fireball, or we put a little bit of an Easter egg in. If you say flame on, then it'll turn onto fire in your hand. So we've tried to use all aspects of it.
Yeah, and it's had some unexpected things. So the main gameplay mechanics, you drive your horse and you fire magic, but there are other times that you care for your horse and you look after it, and you know, it can get pincushioned by arrows and you have to take the arrows out. But if you were just doing that with a controller, it would be something like, you know, bash A until the arrow comes out and then maybe press X, and then it feels very mini-gamey. Whereas because you just move your hands up to it, it feels really natural. And what we've watched when people play it is they feel really guilty if they hurt the horse. People feel much more connected to just little things like that, and that's a nice little plus from Connect.
So do you think Connect's the future of the franchise?
Well, the future of the franchise, I've just been focused on Fable the Journey for the last however many months it's been, and we've been sort of going full steam ahead on that, so haven't really thought a lot about that. I know it's a cool device, and I think it's got a lot to offer gaming.
What do you think, Jen?
Connect's an amazing technology, and really, like, you feel part of the world like never before. So hopefully everyone agrees that we've managed to pull that off.
Thank you so much for talking to us, and best of luck with the game.
Thank you.